Hey everybody. Let me just wait for the stream to show up, and then as soon as I know we're live, we're live. Hello, hello, hello. It has been too long. Well, I mean, I guess if you've been watching, hasn't been that long. If you just watched whatever video we just ran, I think Div just did the webinar earlier today. But today I wanted to come to you with almost no plan. I got a little bit of a plan. Plan number one, thing number one, I wanted to show you this thing right here. Get access to every course and live event today, only $9.97. What that means is I went a little wacky over the last 2 weeks. What that means is I just started going hard on Twitter. A lot of people in our audience have heard of Cold Email Wizard, Daniel. A lot of people have been following Sujin Patel and Garam from Lemlist and stuff like that. So what I wanted to do is go out there and get these people on the channel, learn from these people, and also master the platforms that they're good at. So it started with Cold Email Wizard and Twitter. So the last 2 weeks I've been on Twitter, and I got a little crazy with trying to push sales for Email 10K, and I came up with this thing, which is we're going to launch a bunch of courses. All right? Let me minimize this so that this will actually look right. We're going to launch a bunch of courses. All right? And I want to talk about them today. But today only, for the next few hours, you're going to get access to everything that we ever do if you buy Email 10K today. That means if we end up doing like an event with Tony Robbins and it's $6,000 a ticket, you're going to be able to get in if you buy today. If we launch some kind of $2,500 course, you're going to get it today. If we launch a bunch of little mini micro courses, which we actually are, each one of them are going to end up being about $1,000 each. You're going to get all of them today. So that's the offer that I'm talking about right now. That's the offer that I came up with. I think it's a no-brainer, and that's that. That's the main thing. So now, now that I've said that, I put this little thing up. Get access to every course and live event today, only $9.97. Put that up right there. Now I want to talk about what I've been up to. All right. Is this a scam? No, it's not a scam. All right, check this out. So I don't think I've ever showed this. This last week on Twitter, or really the last 2 weeks, I started Twitter on about May 24th, and we've had record sales. You can see versus last month, our sales of the course Email 10K are up 121%. And I just think that's so crazy. So I wanted to kind of show you like what I'm doing on Twitter, what we're excited about. And there's no plan here, so please ask questions. Otherwise, we're going to have nothing to talk about today. Okay, looks like we're starting to get some people on. I only really do unplanned live streams. I don't really do the managed streams anymore. I don't like being told where to go or what to do. So I can show you here. Here's kind of what we've been doing. So there's this whole world called Money Twitter that I've been digging into. If you notice, like I got 9,000 followers on here about 2 weeks ago. I don't know if I can show you the analytics. About 2 weeks ago, I had no followers, like 3,000 followers, and I had them for 4 years. Here you go. This is what I've been doing on Twitter, all right? 9,500 followers, 851 tweets in 28 days, like getting a top mention. Here's Will, who runs UpLead, talking about me and Black Hat Wizard coming together, getting some nice followers, and this is just a really cool channel because I talk a lot about cold email. Never talk about Twitter. And I never knew Twitter was good because I always did like these ads, or I always tried Twitter ads, and I was never doing it correctly. So I thought this was cool. How you guys feeling? How you guys feel? I know it's whatever day it is. It's a Tuesday. Y'all hyped? You guys in the chat? Do you even want to hear from me right now, or is this not a good time? You know, is this not a good time for you? Let me know. So anyway, this is what I've been doing on Twitter. I re-optimized our profile, and I got a bunch of followers, and more are coming. And anyways, this is Twitter. Who knew? There's this whole world on Twitter. So that's what I've been up to. I also wanted to talk about our course plan going forward, and maybe it will give people like 2 more minutes to get in, all right? And then I'll talk about the course plan and everything. I just had an amazing dinner with the Gordon Ramsay pub in the Caesar's Palace. I'm still in Vegas. I've been in Vegas for about 7 or 8 months now, and I had like a 20-course meal, a 3-course meal. What was it? It was like some kind of French onion soup, Gordon Ramsay's special filet mignon thingy, and then sticky toffee pudding. So I'm kind of woozy off that, honestly. It was way too much food. All right, Dwight Schrute. A guy calling himself Dwight Schrute said, "Hi Alex, if you had to start over, what niche would you target, and what service would you sell?" What niche would I target if I had to start over? Knowing everything I know now, I would go after. Right this second, I would just go after whatever the hype is. So right this second, everyone's kind of worried about the wars and stuff like that. So I would try to do cybersecurity. There was that big hack, uh, the Bitcoin mining hack and stuff like that. So right this second, I would say companies are pretty freaked out about cybersecurity. So I would just pitch a bunch of $1 million, $1 billion companies and try to sell them some kind of cybersecurity package. That's what I would do right this second. But otherwise, I would just kind of go with the flow. Do what you like, Dwight, or whatever your real name is. Start by showing your real name on the internet. I would say is probably a good thing to start with. So this is Money Twitter. I feel embraced by this community. This guy Andre looks like my old assistant Ronaldo, but he's a totally different guy. Ronaldo wearing glasses. I don't know if you guys remember Ronaldo. Ronaldo Agrina. Still out there, still kicking around. These guys look pretty much identical, right? Let me know in the chat if you think these guys look identical to each other, except the ones wearing glasses. This is Harish from India. Hello. Think Rich says, bots, I'm out of here. Bots, I'm out of here. I don't know what that means. Dwight said, by the way, love your comment. Love your content. Thank you for over delivering. Always. That's all I can do. I live and breathe cold email. I was hanging out with a fan the other day. Shaq came out to Vegas to hang, and he said he was surprised that I could talk about anything that wasn't cold email. He wasn't expecting me to have ever dated anybody or talk about anything that's not emails because we're so specific on this channel. Anthony says, what do you think of content creation as an agency? I think it depends on who you're selling it to. If you want to make a lot of money quick, you got to sell stuff that people really want. Like content creation, if you can tie it to lead gen in a way, then I would go for it. But otherwise, like if you're just writing blog posts, there's not really much to it. Maybe translating people's content for other channels in a way that actually works. Like this was one thing, as I was getting good at Twitter over the last 2 weeks and generating $10,000 of sales on our Twitter account somehow, I learned some very specific things, which is Twitter gurus have no idea what they're talking about. Because we had a few people on this Twitter account that were managing this before, and they would post stuff more similar to like what we were doing on the Experiment 27 Twitter, which is like, post a picture with me and John Lee Dumas and like do all this. One like, one quote, retweet. All right? Post this thing and there's one or no retweets, no engagement at all, right? But then when you compare it to what I started doing, which is these Twitter threads, like it was 2015 and I had just quit a well-paying agency job in New York City to go out on my own, like 162 like 16 retweets. So it's just like what the gurus say is not right. That's what I learned over the course of doing this Twitter. And now I'm embraced by this community. Look at this guy. He's watching my video. This Ronaldo-looking guy is watching my stuff now. SEO Harish, I guess I'm going to have to ban you. I don't know. Put user in timeout. I'm going to remove you because you're spamming. And I don't know why you're spamming, but cool it. I don't know. Stop it. All right. Please talk about NFT. I won't because you spammed. I might later. Dwight Schrute said their father traveled around a lot. I don't know what that means. So yeah, I mean that's what I've kind of been up to, and I wanted to talk about our plan for the future courses and just kind of hype up like this deal, this 997 deal. I think is insane. So let me talk about some of what I've been up to. All right. I have been studying. You guys have no idea. We just released that video with Sujin Patel. And he's the founder of Mailshake, $20 million SaaS empire. He was teaching me all about what he's learned developing his SaaS, all right? So I don't want to say there's a SaaS course in the works, but maybe there is. Maybe there's a SaaS course in the works. I'm going by like least likely to happen to most likely to happen. SaaS course in the works, least likely to happen, probably $5,000 talk with Tony Robbins, 5,000 ahead, coming up in a year, all right? That's 0% chance of happening. SaaS course coming up. We're also talking about, and actually we've already mapped, Div has already mapped out a new thing called Cold Email University. All right, Cold Email University is us learning from everybody else and then using that to improve the email 10K cold email process. Meaning, I talked to Guillermo at Lemlist, and I bought his course, and I showed my team his course, who broke it down and figured out everything that we were doing wrong based on his techniques and put it in Cold Email University. I went through Black Hat Wizard's course, all right, Cold Email Wizard on Twitter. And we put all of that into Cold Email University. So that's all in there, but only the stuff that works. That's the thing. It's not like a copy paste of his stuff. We actually just took the stuff that works and moved it to ours to create the ultimate cold email course. We went through Sujin's free material and his course. All right? This is the greatest cold email course that is ever going to exist on planet Earth. All right? And right now, you can get it as part of the Email 10K package. Everybody that's in Email 10K right now, I don't think I've ever announced this, is going to get that course for free. All right? Everyone's going to get that course for free. That's Cold Email University. We're going to start it, I assume, in a couple weeks at like 150, and then we'll just double the pricing until it's at 1,000. All right? So that's one thing we're up to. We've also got one called Cold Call Cove coming up, but I'm not going to name it that. We're going to have to name it something else because that name is trash. That's a terrible name. But it's basically how to book meetings for your agency via cold call. Because what I've found is a lot of people struggle getting those first like 3-4 clients. So Cold Call Cove, or whatever it's called, Cold Call Masterclass, whatever it's called, is going to focus on how to do that. How do you actually get your first 3 or 4 clients without spending 6 months learning how to master cold email and close these $100,000 deals? That's what Cold Call Cove is about. That is coming to you if you buy today, email10k.com/now. Hop in Email 10K right now because you're going to get that in the future. Cold Call Cove. Also got, those are 2 of them. I also got we also have a Twitter course coming up. Like I showed you here, we're making bank on Twitter. We made $10,000 on Twitter in the last 2 weeks, which I thought was insane because I spent 5 years not making any money on Twitter. So I've learned everything here. We're also hopefully, knock on cheap Walmart wood here, we're also hopefully going to have collabs with some of the most money-making Twitter accounts in the Twitter money Twitter sphere, all right? I'm talking, we might even collab with Cold Email Wizard himself, and he's the main reason I got into Twitter, so that'd be cool to see. Anthony says, cold call makes you feel dirty and stressed. I 100% agree. I personally got my first client via cold call. And that was something I had to realize. Like, okay, I've talked about this a few times on the channel. I made my first dollar selling menu rewriting services, so copywriting services, to restaurants. I got into that restaurant by calling cold, asking when the owner was going to be in there, and then showing up at that time and pitching cold and closing my first deal. So if you want to make your first dollar, cold calling is actually the quickest way. And I know we're all terrified of it. That's why I'm hiding it away in the Cold Call Cove. I was thinking of full pirate branding, but early market testing says Cold Call Cove is a horrible name. Theo says, when you say making money on Twitter, is there a type of AdSense for Twitter, or are you offering your course on Twitter? We're only selling the course on Twitter. That's what I've been doing. And I tested this offer that I'm showing to you guys on YouTube on Twitter first. And I think we made 6 of the 10K with this exact offer. So access to every course and live event. Today only for $9.97. And I can show you that. That was actually what made me want to do the Twitter course. I said I wouldn't do a Twitter course until we made 10K and we had 10K followers. So we're at 9,500 followers and 10K in the bank. So we'll get 500 more followers soon, and then we'll do this. Let me show you this tweet if I can find it. Here we go. Okay. Special offer if you join Email 10K today, June 6th. You'll get access to every course we ever make in the future and free tickets to any live events we throw forever. I don't think I'll ever offer this again. Join here. Our current plan includes at least 3 more courses this year at $1,000 each and high ticket events the next few years with $5,000 tickets. Don't miss this. Email 10K is the best course in growing your agency ever created. Retweet this to spread the word. So, and then I just started tweeting like all the people that joined. Steven joined, Travis bought, Parveen bought, Ben L, Alberto, Gelia. Like this, that's 6K right there. What do we charge per course? You know what I'm saying? So one tweet to make $6,000, a tweet with only 7 likes. That's why I like Twitter. That's what we're selling. Holmes says, found you on Money Twitter. Great. Maybe I should tweet this live stream out. If If I could figure out, here, I'll click the share button, and guess what? We'll tweet it. I'm going to live tweet it, giving it all away live. Come listen. Come listen. All right, there. Giving it all away live. And you see how I did the clickbait here? The thumbnail is this stripe. So, and they said I couldn't market. I don't think anyone's ever said that. Jackson says, what's all the courses? Okay, let me stay focused. So Cold Email University is the first one that's coming out. Next one that's coming out is one called Twitter 10K. It's a Twitter growth course, how to make your first $10,000 on, or sorry, I fucked up. Twitter 10K, how to make your first $1,000 on Twitter and get your first 10,000 followers, even if you don't have a niche, even if you don't have anything. All right? That's Twitter 10K. We got Cold Call Cove, how to get your first 3 clients using only cold calls. I know that sounds scary, like I said before. I made my first dollar with cold calling. My little brother Terrence made his first dollars with cold calling. That's the most effective way. My older brother Mike made his first dollars with cold calling. That's the most effective way, so that's what's going to be in there. We're also rebranding Email 10K. This is probably what I should have led with. We're rebranding Email 10K, and it's going to be called Agency Growth Masterclass. And the price is going to go up. The reason why I called it Agency Growth Masterclass is because I've been living under a horrible assumption this entire time. And that assumption is Email 10K is a cold email course. And it turns out that's not true. Email 10K is actually an agency growth course. We talk about how to get your agency from 0 to 10K a month. We talk about how to get case studies. We talk about how to make your first dollar, how to pick your niche. Like, there's all this stuff. And by calling it Email 10K, it just made it sound like it was like a cold email mastery ripoff or something. When it's like 15,000 times more than that. The cold email section of Email 10K is like 4%, 5% of the entire course. Like, most of it's about partnership negotiation and hiring on Upwork, and there's like all this stuff. So we have to rebrand Email 10K to Agency Growth Masterclass. Pricing, I feel like in my heart of hearts, it should be worth about $6,000. All right, we're gonna slowly increase it. Right now it's $1,000. You can get everything for $1,000. After this week, or maybe after next week, Fraser, who's writing our email newsletter, is bumping the price up to $1,500. And eventually we're going to get it up to about, I think $2,500 is the sweet spot. But I would love to try to sell it at $6,000 and see if it moves. So it's going to be like $1,000 right now, $1,500 in 4 days, $2,000 the week after that, etc. And it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same with Cold Email University. I think we're going to start at low, like 150, and then we're going to like slowly and gradually increase it as people buy it until you stop buying it, and then we'll chill. Okay, creating Roblox. Wait, but $9.97. That sounds so much like a scam. Holy crap, dude! You're free not to join. It's like we have hundreds of successful students. I don't really care about being called a scam anymore because we're not. And everyone that knows us and knows our content knows we're not, so it doesn't matter. Theo says, when you say making money on Twitter, is there a type of AdSense? No, we're selling the course, like I said. Saturn, once you make a few cold calls, won't your number get flagged as spam? No, it won't. Holmes says, found your own money, Twitter, amazing. Cold email or cold calling, which is more effective based on your performance? Based on my performance, we've made millions of dollars on cold email and maybe 15,000 on cold call. But the 15,000 we made on the cold call was all at the beginning of the entrepreneurial journey. That was that was the big insight I had. I was like, okay, we're teaching cold email. It seems like a fun skill. You can hide behind your laptop. You're not touching anyone. You're not doing anything. It's great. But it really takes 6 months to learn effectively, unless you're just cloning somebody else's lead gen business. And even that takes 6 months, because what they don't tell you in all the other courses is that running a lead gen business, and Jacob on our sales team, or Robert on our sales team, or Tierra, who used to be our product manager, can tell you how hard it is to fulfill these lead gen clients. All right, it's a terrible business model. It's not a good business model. So I think it takes 6 to 7 months to get good at cold email. I really do. I think it takes 4 hours to make your first dollar with cold calling, maybe 5 hours. And that's why I think Cold Call Cove is going to be dope. I think we need to change the name and make it sound like make your first dollar with coldcalling.com or something. I think that would be the thing. Creating Roblox, I know, but is it like a whole course, like a couple weeks or what? So I am not a big fan of the cohort-based courses. So it'll be like a really long presentation that you can take kind of at your own pace. That's what all of our courses are. That's what Email 10K is as well. And it's like a presentation. Sometimes I'll cut away, like in Email 10K. There is footage of me cold calling for agency partnerships, which is the fastest way to get another agency to let you affiliate sale for them, is cold calling, not cold email. And there's some other stuff in there like negotiating and closing deals and stuff that I show as cutaways. Pickle Rick says, Alex, do you have an affiliate program for your courses? That's something that we're launching as well. If you want to be the first to know about the affiliate program, you're going to need, first of all, I'm not going to let people sell this course if they're not in the course. I know that for a fact. I actually learned that on Money Twitter from this girl named, her name might be Nitty something? Nitty Saran. She's an Instagram course creator, and she only lets people affiliate her course if they've joined the course. I thought that was such an epic idea, because why do you really want people who don't see the value in buying your course to sell your course? It doesn't make any sense. So if you want to be known, if you want to affiliate, you got to buy the course, number one. Number two, what up, Alex? Okay, Theo says, what up, Alex? Do you have a routine that you attribute most of your growth and success to? For example, do you spend 2 hours in the AM doing X, Y, Z? So my routine is, the night before, I'm always making sure I do stuff, like plan out the tasks, all right? Plan out the tasks the night before. I typically go to sleep by pretty early. I mean, it really depends. Like, I rarely stay out past 11. I rarely stay out past 11. And I'll wake up usually about between 4 to 7 a.m. And then I try to get all my work done. Literally, like, if it's film 6 YouTube videos, I want to get all 6 done by 9 a.m. If it's rewrite the landing page for bot fuse, I'm going to rewrite that landing page by 8 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So typically, I'm trying to get everything that I'm doing done by 11. Sometimes if I'm really slacking, like today I had to film a few videos, like 6 videos, and it took me till like 1 p.m. But that was like, I took a nap in between. You know, like that was like, I work very fast when I sit down to work. Mike Griffin says, is the course updated with new content, or do you intend to? You guys have no idea what's coming. Yes, Agency Growth Masterclass is updated with new content. Email 10K itself is already updated with new content. We just released a new module on follow-ups. That just came out. We're actually about to release another module as part of Cold Email University. Cold Email University is a rebuilding of our entire cold email process based on what we know and what now the top gurus have used. So like people like Cold Email Wizard and Suchin Patel and Guillermo from Lemlist have now, and Andrew, who runs Cold Email Closers, I think is what he runs. And he's helped too. Like basically what we've learned from all the other big names in the industry have now been used. Basically, if it's worked, we're putting it in Cold Email University, and everyone who joins Email 10K is going to have a piece of that. Just curious, why does one side of your mouth kind of move differently? Has it ever affected your public speaking? I never even realized I did it until I started filming videos like 7 years ago. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Matthew says, love your content. Thank you. Creating Roblox says, so this is basically a selling post, or is it a 3-hour job? Sheesh. I don't understand what you're saying. Name that I can't read says, how do you feel about rank and rent lead generation? It's not something that I've done much of, you know. And I'm big on gurus not saying that stuff is a good idea if they haven't done it. So I don't know. I have some friends that are good at rank and rent, but I do not know much about it. So I mean that's the main thing. So we got all this stuff. I'm actually super hyped about it. We're also What do you guys want to know? Let's do like an open Q&A. I got everything out. If you want this, all right, hang on. Let me do like a Russell Brunson style thing. If you want this, it closes at midnight tonight. You guys got 6 hours. Do you want access to every course and live event we're ever going to do? Or do you want to wait and spend $1,000 on Cold Email University, $1,000 on Cold Calling Cove, $1,000 on Twitter 10K, $2,500 if you decide to get into the rebranded Agency Growth Masterclass, $5,000 if you decide to come to a speaking gig, $10,000 even if we decide to do high-level masterminds. You get access to all that stuff. If we ever do, like, let's say it's 2028 and we do a $25,000 mastermind, all right? You're going to get that by joining today. That's what you're going to get. All right, Russell Brunson mode over. Let's do an open Q&A. What do you guys want to talk about? If you guys don't ask any questions, I'm going to have to keep telling you about this incredible course, because I am actually unbelievably pumped to share this. I think Email 10K, it hasn't gone stale. because it all still works and we've all been updating it. But it did have a fundamental flaw in the branding, which is it says email 10K. The name is fundamentally flawed. People see me as a cold email guy, even though we run a 7-figure agency. Like Robert's holding it down over there as the CEO, Jacob's the top salesman over there, and we run this agency. And email 10K is actually about how to start an agency. So calling it email 10K makes it seem like it's cold email course. So Cold Email University is going to be the cold email course. Email 10K is not going to be called Agency Growth University. All right, ask some questions in the chat. Let's go, guys. What are you wondering about? Is there anything you're wondering about? Best way to spell PPC? PPC, pay-per-click. Best way to sell PPC. Okay, pick a specific niche and sell it in a very specific way. So maybe I can show you this. Unplanned here. But in our private community, which you do get access to, by the way, if you join Email 10K, join it! Join it! You do get access to this private community, and I always do cold email teardowns in here. All the time I'm doing cold email teardowns. And I think I just did one on PPC. Let me see if I can find it. Is this it? So everyone, you can see everyone's posting their stuff here. Roy Red said, do personal messages really matter? Yes, I actually was on his podcast right after he bought the course, because sometimes, I guess I do that sometimes. And he had never booked a speaking gig in his life. Joined the course, booked his first speaking gig off the first send. So I always think that's so cool to see. I can't find this email. But basically for PPC, what you got to do is pick a specific niche and then say something like, hey, Mark, love... I'm just trying to think of a company. Hey Mark, love Alexander Wang, huge fan of the latest dresses you put out this season. We do Facebook ads optimization for major retail brands. For instance, we just worked with Off-White and drove $345 million of new sales. Would love to do the same for you. Let me know. How's that sound? Let me know, and I can send over a few times for a quick call. All right? If you don't have case studies like that, I'm just giving examples. That's exactly actually what we talk about how to do in Email 10K, how to get those case studies. Okay, here we go. Anthony, who it blocked for spamming, but I have now re-showed you, so do not spam, please. Anthony, I'm starting a Facebook ads agency for e-commerce businesses, outsourcing the lead gen and offering my service at $5K per month or $3.5K per month plus 10% return on ad spend. Any advice? What do you think? My advice is e-commerce is not a niche, and if you can get a little bit more specific, that's better. I like that you're talking about Facebook ads and not PPC in general, meaning like you're not saying I run all advertising for all e-commerce businesses. The reason why I say more specific is you want that case study like I just talked about. So notice when I was talking to the hypothetical Alexander Wang, I said Off-White, which is a very similar brand. So you want that case study. You can borrow it from another agency and affiliate for them at first to get your foot in the door, which is exactly what we talk about in Email 10K. So hop in. What do I think about? That's what I think about that. I think your pricing's too low too. I think if you're making millions of dollars a month, you should charge hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Theo says, have you ever heard of PJ the email guy? Never. Never in my life have I heard of PJ the email guy. Let's see. He's in Vegas too, 762 likes. Consulting agency. That's chill. There's a lot of people in this space. There's a lot of people in the cold email space. Actually, the fan that came out here, I call him, he is a fan. He flew out to Vegas to see me with his friend because he made so much money just off the free videos. And he did end up buying Email 10K too. But he treated me and my older brother Mike to some Italian feast and was telling us about how much money he made off cold email. But he's a cold calling guy. He sells lead gen the same way. And it's something that works. So I'm glad that there's so many people in this space. There's a lot of room in this space. Inspiring Destination says, best way to sell complex B2B SaaS to technical people. For example, Cisco, InfoSec directors have case studies value prop, but they're more complex, not as straightforward as marketing. So you're right. We're working with, one of my friends right now is doing a DevOps tool to basically improve I'm trying to like literally figure out what this is. It's a DevOps tool that basically saves these large companies money because normally you'd hire like 20 DevOps guys to help balance the servers. This uses artificial intelligence to cut that down, so you only need 5 DevOps guys, saving $10 million a year, like something crazy like that, all right? Very complicated sale. And you just got to feel it out. Have case studies, value prop. This is what I really want to nail down with you. If you have a case study and you have a value proposition, meaning you have had a specific type of company that found value in it and a specific value that you're offering, it should be pretty straightforward. Follow the Email 10K process or the Cold Email University process, which you get access to by joining Email 10K, and it'll go through exactly how to do the case study. Or I'll help you in the private community after for free as part of this whole thing. That's basically it. It's hard to sell software when it's not validated. What my friend ended up doing is they talked to a few people because they were doing like the lean business thing, which is basically cold email a bunch of people. Like we cold emailed the CEO of HubSpot. He did actually end up getting back, but he wasn't interested. We emailed a bunch of people and got their read on whether they wanted this DevOps thing. Because what I'm saying right now, it sounds super valuable. As a marketing manager, as a CEO, it sounds valuable. But you talk to DevOps people, they don't love it. What the person that they did end up meeting with wanted actually was cybersecurity. So what I recommend there is be more open. If your tool doesn't actually, if you haven't sold at least 3 of these tools, be ready to pivot your entire tool at a moment's notice. Because now they could go out and create an ultimate cybersecurity tool. And I mean, Palantir does cybersecurity. They're a multi-billion-dollar business. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can do your shitty business here that you love, your passion business. But if a bunch of customers say they don't want it, you're usually like one pivot away from not just making hundreds of thousands of dollars and not just making millions of dollars, but literally unlocking $1 billion idea. Niraj said, we are a web development agency. Can we get more business through email marketing? We did LinkedIn ads, but did not get enough leads. Niraj, I need you to join Email 10K. It goes through exactly what to do in depth. There's too many steps here. You basically are going to have to niche down. I need to look at your case studies. All of that review is inside the course. We spent a lot of time and hundreds of students to make sure this course is rock solid for literally your use case as a web development agency. Saturn says, pitching mid-level management versus direct outreach to a top exec, which gets better results? I always go towards the top. Like I just said, we cold emailed the CEO, Dharmesh, I think his name was, of HubSpot, and he got back. Were we selling to the CEO of HubSpot? No, we probably would sell to the director of IT. Now, when he turned us down, he said it was because his schedule was too busy. So now we will email the CEO, or now we will email the director of IT if they're interested. The reason why we start with the CEO is imagine the power of emailing the CEO, then the CEO passing it to the director of marketing and being like, what do you think? Or work with these guys. They might even say work with these guys, and then you're done. So that's why I like emailing the CEO first. Okay, name I can't read says, I guess my biggest fear is rejection. When it comes to cold email in the beginning, what percentage of emails respond positively versus negatively, and what should you expect to reach over time? Okay, long term, none of your emails will be responded to negatively. You reach out to the correct target with an offer that works for them. You're going to get high open rates, like 90% open rates. You're going to get high response rates, like 20% response rates, almost all positive. And if they're not positive, they're either going to ignore you or say they're not interested, but it's not going to be in a negative way. When you're first starting, it's almost all going to be ignored. It's almost all going to be people ignoring you. Then it's going to be people telling you suck. Then it's going to be not interested. Then it's going to be what's the pricing. Then finally you'll be able to sell via email. So this is like a process that hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people have gone through. So I would not be worried about rejection. It literally is, you're going to get rejected until someone pays you. And then after someone pays you, you're going to get rejected more until the next guy pays you. And you're going to get rejected more until the next person pays you after that. So is there a fear of rejection that you need to get over? Yes, and I think it's just like the fear of anything, which is most of the fear is inside your mind, inside your brain. So if you get rejected a few times and you keep going, you're going to be fine. If you get rejected 2 times and you give up, then you're going to be a failure for the rest of your life. But if you push through and you get rejected maybe 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 100 times, and you get better every time, then you have a shot at actually making it, of actually making this into a business. Okay, hop in Email 10K, please. CH, would you recommend hiring a VA to write first lines when you're just starting out on a limited budget? When you're just starting out, CH, do it all yourself. you should have an unlimited budget. This is how I think about everything. I literally just we spent $5,000 yesterday. All right, 2,000 on Slack Premium for a year, and 3,000 on a cold calling company to sell sponsorships for this channel. Now, could you spend $5,000 tomorrow? You'd say no. That sounds horrible. That's too much. That's too much money to spend. But I would say the reason why I spent on these guys is it's an experiment. First of all, our business is making money. Second of all, if they fail for $3,000, it's nothing compared to how much they could have made. If they cracked YouTube sponsorships and made us $2 million, that $3,000 would be nothing. Literally a drop in the bucket. And if they failed, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was worth the risk. It's kind of like, it's a little bit like gambling. It's a risk mitigation because I know they've done this in the past, but it is, at the end of the day, kind of like gambling. So I would not hire the VA is what I'm saying. I would not hire your VA until you're making money with cold email. But let's say you make $3,000 on your first couple cold email clients. Invest all of that in a VA. Invest all of that in scaling up. But at the same time, I just tweeted this, talking about Twitter. I just tweeted this dire warning towards people who love outsourcing, which is keep working on the old stuff till the new stuff pays off. I know you're excited about commission-only sales team you just hired. Literally just said what you just said, VA writer, first-line VA writer. But if they don't work out, and it's usually about 50-50, you don't want to lose your momentum. All right? Money-making momentum needs to be protected, or you'll die. You'll die without it. All right? So while your first-line writer is out there writing your first lines, just know there's a 50-50 chance it's going to work out, and you better be writing your first lines too, all right? Otherwise, it might fall apart, and then you'll be stuck in you'll be stuck in a zero momentum place, meaning you might not have sold for 3 months, and the month before you hired the first line writer, you're doing great, you make $10,000. Then you don't sell for 3 months, 4 months, and now you come back to your business, your first line writer didn't work out, obviously, if you're not selling, and you have no momentum. Maybe you don't like sales anymore, and you make $1,000 a month. This actually, the reason why I'm able to show this crazy growth on the email 10K chart is because we actually had a very similar thing happen to us literally this year, all right? We had a project manager working with us. Let me show you here. I don't know if I should have revealed that number to you. That's okay. 2021. Okay, so you can see our money here from email 10K every month. So this was before we hired this project manager, 18,000 a month, 15,000 a month, 17,000 a month. Then we hire the new project manager. All right, exactly what you're talking about. You make a hire, and you lose momentum. 10,000 a month. How painful is that? 12,000 a month. All right. Now, what do we got this month? 8,900, and it's June 8th. So we made $9,000 in 8 days. We are on track to beat January, our biggest month of this year. And it was firing the dude that was killing our momentum that allowed us to get up to the next spot. And that's just literally just email 10K revenue. That's not revenue from the agency or anything. And that's not even sponsorship revenue. But I show you that because I just want to show you how easy it is to kill momentum. This is a product that was on track to make over 100,000 a year, or I think what's 20,000 a month. So it was on track to make 20,000 a month, which is $250,000 a year just from email 10K, and it was cut in half because we made the wrong hire, and now it's back, and actually now it might quadruple because we made the right hire. We added Fraser, who's running our newsletter. We added Twitter, and I think I'm going to get a guy, Daniel, to start writing our tweets, so then I don't have to focus on him because I'm completely addicted to Twitter. We got Div to start studying management and really ramp up. He's the producer on this channel. We have Sonali, who's our PM now. Like, we literally have rebuilt the team and thus rebuilt the momentum, rebuilt the hype. And now we're offering everything as a blowout giveaway. Here we go. Email 10K. You can get everything for $1,000 because we realized all this stuff. During this last 2 weeks, we realized the holes in our marketing, the holes in our positioning. Email 10K is actually a terrible name for this course. And we all didn't know it. Nobody knew it. Nobody knew it, and now we know it. Matthew Miller, best moment of your career so far? Oh, boy. That's a hard one. Best moment of my career so far? I don't know. I got a lot of highlights. I liked working with Pauly Shore, with Jacob, when we were running the animation company. I liked selling the books with Jacob, too, my little brother, when we were selling the movies. We're selling documentaries to people from Scribe Media. I loved going to Oklahoma with Dom, or with Dom and Tom, with Tom from Dom and Tom, and selling, six-figure apps to these people in Oklahoma. I loved that. I actually really even liked, and I'm going to write about this in a book which I haven't announced yet, called Cold Email Manifesto. But the first chapter, which is already written, and I probably should stop talking about it, but the first chapter is actually about another moment, which was Inspire Beats, when I was worth $10 million, I thought. And had it all go to zero with Wilson over in Japan. It's like, there's all sorts of nonsense I've been through, guys. So I think there's a lot of highlights. A lot of highlights and no regrets. No regrets. Okay. Mike Griffin. What do you think about emailing the board members of private companies that raid rounds, get in touch with the investors, and have them CC to the executives of the company? Test it. I would go for the CEOs directly. Rather than doing your method, but test it, dude. And if you beat me, let me know. Maybe we'll add that to the course, because I'm always up for improving. I'm always up for being called an idiot, shown that I'm an idiot, more so. Not really up for being called an idiot unless you can back it up. But if you can back it up, I'm down to change everything about what we're doing at the drop of a hat, all right? Always down for that. Regarding lead providers, what can you suggest, LeadFuse or UpLead? I actually have not messed with LeadFuse. I love UpLead, and I'm going to show you something, but please don't look at it. I do have an UpLead affiliate code, so I'll send it to you if you guys want to sign up for UpLead. Do I have an UpLead affiliate? Yeah, okay. So I suggest you sign up for UpLead and sign up with this link, because then we both make money. I love UpLead. It's my favorite lead gen tool, and I'm gonna feel bad when we launch our own later this year. Okay, and what else? What else? Pickle Rick, are there any platforms that you're interested in exploring after Twitter? I would love to go on an Odyssey. This is what I learned, all right? I learned that every guru is wrong. That's what I learned about Twitter. All the gurus are wrong. You have to learn from the people that are doing it. Ty Frankel was the guy who got me. Old Ty Frankel was the guy that got me into Twitter for the first time. 15,000 followers. And he actually runs a course with a similar model to ours, 0 to 10K a month. But he's the one who got me into Twitter. He's the one who showed me and introduced me to Daniel, Cold Email Wizard. And that's that. He's not a guru. He's not a Twitter guru. That's what I'm trying to say. You got to learn from the people that aren't gurus. So I do think I might go on an Odyssey. I think my next stop on the Alex Berman Build Hype Tour might be Facebook and into these free groups. Because I know Guillaume has an amazing free group. I just got invited to John Bouchan's Charm Offensive because I had him on, John Buchan. He told me his name's John Buchan. And he does like comedy and cold emails. I love that. I'm going to have him on the channel soon. Just got in there. So I think my next Odyssey might be on Facebook and dealing with these Facebook groups. And then maybe LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe come back to YouTube with what I've learned. All I know is exploring and opening up Twitter doubled our course revenue. I think it'll quadruple our course revenue. Not just because it gave us access to this new group of people that we didn't have access to, but because of all of the insights talking to them. So the positioning changes. The fact that we're even launching all these courses that you get for free as part of this Email 10K package today. This package itself, all of that came from the exploration of Twitter. All of that came from the exploration of Twitter. Guys, we're running out of time on this offer, by the way. Email10k.com/now. Hop in, you get access to literally everything we've ever done. And will do. Everything we will do. That's bigger. That's much, much bigger. What if we do like a Hawaiian retreat? And let's say it's like a $12,000 a ticket retreat, and like, Dean Grazioski's there, Ty Lopez is there, and you get it for free because you bought this thing right now. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? It might be like me and Grant Cardone talking real estate at the Mandalay Bay. Get access to that. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? Hop in, email10k.com/now. Mike Griffin, what do you think about private emailing? Okay, about emailing board members. Oh, let me know. Questions down in the chat. Let's keep the questions coming. Y'all are good. This is more of like a open-ended ask me anything session here. So hop on in, ask me anything you want about whatever. CH, did you mention that you're releasing a book? When is that coming out? Q3, I think. 4 months. I think about 4 months from now. Chapter 1 and 2 are written, and I'm working with this dude who's written 33 other books, and me and him are actually like, it's not a ghostwriter because I'm rewriting about 70% of what he's writing in this book. But me and him are working together on this thing. We're doing about a chapter a week. He said about 3 months. I think it's going to be done in less time. But all the hype around that's coming later. Like, literally, our launch plan right now is email 10K price increase, cold email university, email 10K rebranded as agency growth masterclass, cold email university price increase, Twitter 10K release, agency growth masterclass price increase, then maybe the book. Then we're working on a SaaS that's like for lead generators, by lead generators. And who knows what's going to, like, literally the thing I'm kicking around with that SaaS is, I mean, we might, I don't even want to say this out loud. We might raise money for it, all right? And not from VCs, from y'all. We might raise money from you guys for this SaaS. Because what I found is I'm trying to do you only get what you give type of thing. And what I wished is that some of these guys let me invest. For real. Like, imagine investing in Mailshake. Imagine investing in Lemlist or Uplead. Or even like Gumroad did a round. They raised $5 million in about 10 minutes. Now imagine that happening with a new thing, for lead generators, by lead generators, but it doesn't run out in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if we all actually got a shot to be part of this? That's what I'm thinking for this new thing, which I'm not going to talk about till probably September, October, all right? So let's cool it on that. Maybe you'll get lifetime access to that if you join this thing. I'm 50-50 on that, depending on how many sales we get. If you join email10k.com/now. Acolyte Pro says, what would you say is the best way to get clients for video editing services for YouTubers? I would say do not sell video editing services to YouTubers because what are you paying? I feel like we're paying our editor like $20 a video, all right? Maybe somebody like a George Janko or something's paying a couple hundred a video. I think the upside is very, very limited. Because even like, first of all, PewDiePie, biggest YouTuber, already has an editor. Second of all, how much do you think that editor's making? 6K a month, 7K a month? The upside is so low, I would not recommend video editing. For YouTubers, if you do want to be an editor, I would actually say starting an agency in the commercial business is huge. Or editing corporate videos, or editing ads. Basically tie yourself to money-making opportunities, and you'll be able to shoot through the roof. If you want to do it for fun, then I would say the best way to get clients is to work your way up. Email some people that you're interested in, aim as high as possible, like, email like the Philip DeFrancos of the world and see what they say, and just start there. Email 10K process, which we actually cover right over there at email10k.com. Okay, biggest thing you've had to overcome. I think losing everything, losing $10 million that may not have ever even existed because my old boss was literally a con man. That was probably a lot. That was actually the reason why I quit drinking. Brian Williams, can current members get added to the insane bonuses? Brian, you're going to get Cold Email University for free. The other insane bonuses I can't guarantee yet. So if you're a current Email 10K member, you are going to get Cold Email University for free. It wouldn't be fair. Because the name of the course is Email 10K, it wouldn't be fair to charge for that for people that are in the course right now. Acolyte says, how long did it take you to be profitable with your company since you started? Instantly. Every company I've ever done, I've been instantly profitable. So X27 actually started as outsourced sales. And I remember I was at the office in New York, 7 a.m. I was at this job. A job started at 9. I would work from 7 to 9, sending cold emails. Only took about 5 days to close $3,000. That was maybe 2 weeks. I remember it being unreasonably fast. And then we were profitable. And then I overspent and went $20,000 in debt hiring lead generators and scaling too fast and stuff like that. But 5 days, 4 days. And actually, the first dollar I made, I was profitable on too when I just cold called that restaurant and started rewriting their menu. Made $50. Didn't even cash the check because I put it on my wall. I was so hyped about it. You should be profitable right away, is what I'm saying. There's no reason to have big ideas until you've made your first dollar online. Like, we can come up with crazy ideas all day. Like right now, you buying Email 10K is kind of funding Cold Email University. All right, it's kind of funding this other stuff because if you guys are hyped enough to buy this course to get access to the other courses, I know that the other courses might be worth making. So I'm profitable. We're actually launching. Hopefully, we're launching this. We might be launching a food review channel actually in Vegas, a Vegas-based food review channel, and we're funding that through these courses as well. That was from Instagram because I'm big on Instagram stories. And every sale we made via the Instagram stories is actually going to fund Every Burger in Vegas is the name of this food review channel where we're going to film an entire year's worth of content over 5 days and release it over a year. So really, like, everything you do should be profitable. And if you make that happen, you can do literally whatever you want. And that was the mistake I made first as an artist. Like, I made an indie film 2 years ago called Improve Your Life. It was crap, and I had to spend $7,000 to $12,000 of my own money on it, and it wasn't good, because it wasn't validated. Nobody wanted that movie. People want this burger thing, apparently. I want to do the burger thing, and we can film it for about 4K that we already made. If we had done that as a Kickstarter, maybe it would have taken 90 days of planning, and we never would have funded it. So that's the habit I would really love you to get back into, or you to get into, which is you can do literally whatever you want if everything you do pays for itself. Then no one can tell you anything. My co-founder couldn't be like, Alex, why did you spend $3,000 on these cold callers to push for YouTube sponsorships? He couldn't say that without looking like he didn't have the business's best interest at heart, because these cold callers might make us $2 million. They might not. It might be a waste of money. But he knows that. We're aligned on the future of the business. And that's why I'm allowed to go crazy and hire cold callers, or hire a Facebook ads manager, or hire a newsletter writer for $4,000 or $5,000 a month, or increase Div's salary. He's in India. Increase his salary to about twice what a doctor makes. I feel like he's making the most in his entire village right now, his entire city. And he's got a path to make 6 figures this year. So we're able to do that only because everything we do makes money. Every single thing we do makes money, and that's why. Carl says, would you recommend to start a service company or better off grinding on an online business? How can Email 10K help a newbie? Nick, it goes over step by step what to do to make your first dollars in services businesses. So I would join Email 10K. The reason why I like services is you could make money in the next 3 days selling services. Or even tomorrow, you walk into a restaurant tomorrow and you offer to do their social media for $200 a month. Walk into 7 restaurants, you might end up with 3 clients by the end of the day. Anthony says, do you think a GoFundMe for an agency would work? I don't know. I don't have that much experience with GoFundMe. I think the best business funding platforms, look up equity crowdfunding. This is a new thing. This is how Gumroad raised their money, and how if we ever do raise, it would be through something like equity crowdfunding. So something like Start Engine, which is basically kind of like a GoFundMe, except you're not just giving money. With GoFundMe, you're just giving money. You might get nothing. You get nothing in return. With equity crowdfunding, you're literally buying stock in a business. So I'm not sponsored by these guys. I just like it. So you can see here, Random Parallel Flight Technologies raised $4.4 million at a $28 million valuation. Minimum investment was $500, but you can see price per share is $4.67. So what I like about equity crowdfunding is, let's say Parallel Flight Technologies sells for $60 million. All right, you have now paid $500 at $4.67 a share at a $28 million valuation. So if this sells for $60 million, you'll get an extra $500. You'll double your money. So from $500 to $1,000. If it IPOs and if it goes public and turns into like $1 billion company, your $500 investment might be $50K. It might go insane. And if you put more than $500, you make more. You see, there's this specific offering was a $7.5 million max. That's what I actually like. I think that's cool, and that's a new thing that wasn't even legal until this year. It used to be that you had to be an accredited investor to invest in random equity crowdfunding stuff, meaning like you had to have 250K a year in income or $1 million net worth to get into stuff like this. So I actually really love equity crowdfunding, but I can't talk about it for a few more months. All right. But that's just to answer your question, Anthony, on whether GoFundMe would work for an agency. I mean, you might be able to raise money from your friends and family too. Just because I'm not talking out of my butt here. All right. I did have a friend actually raise money for his artistic venture. He runs Goofy Fruit, and he does agency work, but he actually just raised money from his rich uncle and his rich dad, gave him like 10K to float him. If you can do that, I also recommend that. That's another book I haven't talked about and haven't even started working on. That's like probably 3 years down the line. I want to talk about how rich kids should actually use their parents' money, because I don't think I think we're shamed for it. Just like this fan Shaq told me his dad has like all these restaurants. He has a restaurant empire, and yet Shaq, instead of making his own restaurant empire, he's a cold caller running cold calling as a service. In what world does that make sense, right? So I think we just need to get in the habit of using our parents' resources and using our parents' money, and that's a future thing I'll probably talk about more. Acolyte says, what would you say is the best way a video production company could get clients? Cold email. That's basically it. Get a good portfolio. If you don't have a good portfolio, call around and borrow one. That's what me and Jacob did when we were starting Lorelia. We generated some crazy amount. I don't remember the exact amount. It was either, yeah, I think it was like $140,000 of leads or 1.4 million in leads. I don't remember the decimal. We generated a crazy amount of leads because what we did for our video production agency was reach out to a bunch of directors on Facebook and get permission from those directors to say that we made their movies. In exchange for when we closed a deal, we would pay the directors a commission on what we closed. So do that if you can. And if not, you're going to have a really long slide and maybe a long slog up. So maybe partner with somebody to help you. That's actually what we cover in Email 10K. So please join Email 10K. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Mike, you get everything. Mike G, congrats. You get everything. Let's build a little hype wave. Who else is in? Should I set a little timer? How much time do we got? I feel like if I set a timer, you guys are going to start buying, but I don't want to cap how long I'm going to be here. Deal expires at midnight. Midnight timer. So get your money together. We got about 5 hours. I'm not going to stream for 5 hours, but we got about 5 hours before this thing expires. 5 hours and 1 minute and 49, 48, 47, 46. So to buy, go on over to email10k.com/now and get access to everything. You even get a free coaching call with Robert Indresh or one of our coaches who've sent millions of dollars in cold emails. You get that for free. We charge $550 for that. And have not said this publicly either, but our coaches also provide white label coaching for a ton of the influencers in the cold email space that I can't even say their name. They'd get mad at me and stop working with us if I said their names. But you would be surprised at who we're doing coaching for. Ashley says, when are you starting the hamburger challenge? Okay, where we stand with the hamburger challenge. So I told you, you guys didn't believe me on the hype on the hamburger thing. The hamburger thing has had the most hype, I think, around any idea. People are more hyped about the hamburger thing than they are about Cold Email University, which is crazy. This is where we are. I got it line produced. I did this 2 days ago. Basically, all 5 days of the hamburger challenge are mapped out. Div and his assistant are working right now. I really don't like clicking around because I might have said something weird and you guys could screenshot it. Div and his assistant are working right now to find the editor, or not the editor, the video production guy. And I'm hoping we just need a 5-day block. I'm hoping we do it on I would love to do it on like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then meeting with the co-founder on Thursday and mastermind on Friday. I feel like that would be perfect. No breaks, and then take the weekend off. Acolyte says, I want to buy your courses. Email10k.com. So, Ashley, that's what I'm saying. Ashley, we're also gonna. I know I banned you from being an affiliate because you were sniping our webinar like 2 years ago. Um, if you want to be an affiliate, ping me again because we're actually relaunching the affiliate program. Like I said, but only for people that have actually paid for email 10K and joined. Josh says you're in. Hop in, dude. Email10k.com/now. Matthew said, if you had to start all over tomorrow, where would you start? Also, any bad habits to avoid for entrepreneurs? If I had to start all over tomorrow, where would I start? I would start. I know this sounds really stupid. I would probably start with something like the burger challenge. um, a year's worth of content filmed in 5 days means if I was broke, I could go work at Jimmy John's or even get an office job after taking 1 week off to become a full-time YouTuber. I think that's insane because then I could use the money that I got at the office job to grow the YouTube channel and turn that into something crazy. That's what I would actually do if I was starting over. Um, Maybe that's a course. Matt Miller, if you had to start all over, that's what I would do. If I really needed money, I would get a. Would I get a job? If I really needed money, I'd reach out to basically my friends and try to. I would get a job via my networks, is what I would actually do. Umanga says, except for the course fees, how much capital do I need to start cold emailing for apps, lead gen domains we have to use? I would budget about another 150, about another 150, and then set a timer on yourself because you should be able to make the 150 and the course value back. If you work on this like 4 or 5 hours a day, you'll make that back within a couple weeks, if not 2 months. So I would just budget it that way. Josh says, I'm in. Josh, hop in, dude. I'm monitoring you right now. I got the sales up here. I'll see you when you come in. We got Matt, or we got Mike. We got Mike Griffin in. Got Mike Griffin in. Perfect. And all right, other questions. We're doing an AMA. This live stream's going. This live stream's going forever, guys. Eric Sue, watching my vid on Eric Sue's channel. Yeah, this guy Andre found me for the first time via Twitter. He's got 885 followers. I follow him. I was just on his podcast. And what's crazy is when you search my name on YouTube, my videos don't come up from my channel. I think this is the most insane thing ever. So number one, here's my channel, then my live stream, then my, okay, actually no, maybe we did good. So Ty runs our SEO. He fixed it. But what used to happen is you search my name and Eric Sue's video comes up, the collab we did with Entrepreneur comes up, like every video that has my face on it but not me used to come up when you search my name, and I don't know why. But now it doesn't. And Eric Sue, I love him. He wrote this book, Leveling Up. I'm down to hang with him anytime, anywhere. But I'm also kind of peeved that my top ranking video is on his channel. I am down, though, to do that. Hop in. Maybe we'll do a meetup. You know what I'm saying? Like, get access to every course and live event today, only $9.97, means me and Eric Sue and maybe Neil Patel and maybe Dennis Yu might hit the strip one night. All right? And maybe it's $1,000 to come hang with us, or 10,000 to come hang with us. And you get that for free. You get that free invite. Come on down to Vegas. Maybe we'll play some poker. Some of my friends are poker pros. Maybe we'll play poker with a pro, and that'll be 10K. You know, it's like I can come up with offers all day. Things that you're going to get for free if you join this thing. Are you doing any yield farming? I don't know what yield farming is. I can look it up. Is that a scam thing? Let's see. Yield farming. Reward scheme. Literally, it's got scheme right in the name. That's taken a hold in the DeFi world. If you want to compare it to traditional... Okay. DeFi farming. I'm not doing any of this, no. I know Hanzo... You brought up Hanzo, so I'll talk about Hanzo. Hanzo is just about to be listed on Whitebit tomorrow. And so... That is a yield farming platform, I think. Whitebit is. So... Hanzo's going to be listed there, and maybe it'll go to the moon. I don't know. I've been very upfront about my investment in Hanzo, all right? I put $2,000 in, and it's just riding. I feel like I got in at 0.00000008, and it's at 0.00000009. I want it to go to 0.0001 or 0.001. And I'm willing to wait forever. I'm willing to not have that money. So if you are too, then hop in. And if not, don't invest in Hanzo. I haven't thought about, this is what's so weird. I have not thought about Hanzo in 4 or 5 days since I came up with the burger idea. The burger idea has taken over my entire life and mind. Um, Matthew says, "What were you like growing up? Were you always entrepreneurial?" So my dad and mom ran a very successful company. They invented colored latex gloves. So uh, gloves used to not be required by doctors, and then when AIDS came about, uh, gloves became required. And my dad went down to Mexico, talked to a Mexican balloon manufacturer, got him to make purple gloves, and that was it. So if you ever see a purple glove in the doctor's office, that was my dad and my mom's doing. So I grew up around that. I grew up in the 90s. So my older brother Robert had a very successful Vegas-based tax avoidance company that ended up going south, but he was doing it. My older brother Mike had a company that was kind of like Wix. It's called Page River, and it was like a web startup where he did basically it was exactly like Wix. They were building websites for people. So I grew up around that. Um, so we did like a little entrepreneurial stuff. Like we would sell Pokemon cards and what else? I would also like sell like I loved origami, so I'd make like little origamis and I'd try to sell them to my dad basically, and he kept paying me. That was my allowance was selling my parents shit. Um, Anthony, do you think the Chinese market will be a good fit for service agencies with the current world climate? Do you think it would be profitable? I think we're gonna go to war with China. I think we're about to see hopefully not a nuclear war, but I would rather be on the side of India, um, or America, or Singapore, or Taiwan. I'll say Taiwan. I would rather be on that side than on the Chinese side if there is a war. All right, keep them coming, guys. I don't want to end this. I don't want to end this stream. I'm having too much fun with you. Saying too much weird shit. The longer it goes, the weirder the shit I'm going to say. So I hope you're ready. All right, come on. Let's see some more buyers. Email 10k.com/now. Get everything that we've ever made and ever will make. I've never offered this before. So hop in. What's the burger challenge? The burger challenge is every burger in Vegas. And it's basically, it's a production challenge. Meaning the big hypothesis of this is, can we launch a YouTube channel and film a year's worth of content and make it good in 5 days? Can we do a year's worth of food content in 5 days? That's the burger challenge. So what we're going to do is, I've got the burgers listed. All right. We got the 5 days of burgers: Tender Steakhouse Burger, Burger Bar in Mandalay Bay, International Smoke in the MGM Grand, Joel Rubicon in the MGM Grand, McDonald's even on the Strip. And so I'm going to eat the burgers. I'm going to review the burgers. We're going to film it like a food show. And then the content is going to be about 50 episodes that we're going to film in 5 days. 10 episodes a day, 10 burgers. And we're going to release it every week onto YouTube. And the reason why I picked food is I love the Food Network. I love food. But also, food in Las Vegas is a very popular niche, not just for traffic. It's basically what I watch. I always follow the path of make what you consume. I watch a lot of food shows. We're going to make a food show. But it's also niched in terms of, do you know how big the sponsorship market is in Las Vegas, Nevada? You know, Cirque du Soleil is spending millions of dollars. Car accident lawyers are spending millions of dollars. Everyone, restaurants are spending millions of dollars on marketing. So, if we can go out there, film a show in a week, plug into a multi-million-dollar sponsorship opportunity, and I get to have this fun puzzle thing where I get to figure out if we can make a year's worth of content in 5 days, which maybe that's going to go in a YouTube course in the future, who knows? And it's already funded because of Instagram buyers. It just seemed like a win-win-win-win-win, and it's a fun idea. That's the burger thing. All right, guys, more questions. If there's no more questions, we're going to wrap. We're going to wrap, even though I'm having a fun time. Having a great time with y'all. All right? We're having fun. Tell me if you're having fun. Matt, best purchase under $100. Under $100. I'd say the first $90 I spent on Twitter ads 2 weeks ago was probably my best purchase because it unlocked Twitter for me. I'm trying to think of any other good purchases under $100. Everything I own is like under $100. Like this desk is under $100. Like This shirt was under $100. Everything I don't really. The only expensive stuff I own is like this watch and like my car, you know. And my car is a beat up 2011 Prius. I don't really have any expensive shit. DDJ USA said under $100 books. My favorite, most impactful book was actually Total Recall from Arnold Schwarzenegger. It basically goes through his entire life where he's done like 20 careers. He started as a just like a dude in Eastern Europe, bodybuilder, came to America, did construction work, became a movie star, became the governor, would have become the president if the Constitution had allowed it. All right, that's like 5 different careers in one lifetime. That's crazy, and he's still alive doing stuff. That's why I like Total Recall. Super inspiring. Second favorite would be Onward by Howard Schultz. It was basically when he left Starbucks. I've talked about this millions of times. When he left Starbucks, he left it in shambles as the CEO. He's the founder of Starbucks. Left it in shambles, came back after 10 years, and rebuilt the entire company. And I like Onward because I feel like I'm always doing an onward situation. Like my co-founder just left for a week, and I onwarded our entire business. You know, I quadrupled our course revenue from Email 10K in the last week. So everyone loves a good onward. You know, everyone loves a good business reboot. CH, what do you like to do for fun? Any hobbies? I was door dashing for a while, just as a hobby. I like listening to podcasts, and so I was driving around getting $20 an hour to listen to Joe Rogan, where normally I would be driving around getting no money to listen to Joe Rogan. So there's that. I also listen to a lot of Impulsive. I watch a lot of food shows. I consume a lot of YouTube. I tweet a lot, especially the last 3 weeks. I've been tweeting probably 35 hours a week to make the 10K. I play poker a bit. I'm a pro-am poker player, meaning like I can sit down and not lose money at poker. Which I do that sometimes. I'll play at the Red Rock or whatever. So that's basically all I do for fun. Everything I do for fun, I tried to monetize in some way. Which is like even this food show. Like I've loved Food Network, now I want to do a food show. Or like I was watching other people's courses, so now we got to make courses on that content. I really like that. DDRJ USA, do you have any money in stocks or actively trade? Yeah, I talk about this all the time on Crazy Money. Don't hack me, please. Don't hack me, please. I'm down a shitload right now. I'm at 8,400. You can see I went up $520 today on the Gap, which sounds great when you look at it like this. But my Gap options, you can see here, are down 14%. Luckily, Yeezy came in the clutch. Kanye showed up today. So I think Gap might go to 60 by, this is Zynga. My Gap is actually down 27%. So I think Gap might go to 60 before this expiration in September 17th. Zynga, I don't know about. Zynga's only down 14%. They need to get to, 1263. I still think that's possible by January 2023. And then I got my puts, just in case everything goes sour, I can make money. But I'm losing even more money on the puts. I think I'm down. This 8,000, I don't recommend options trading. This 8,000 probably started as 14,000 4 months ago or something, 2 months ago when I started this. So I don't really recommend it. But who knows? By September, I might have 70K in here from just this amount. So who knows? So I am. And I actually talk about all of that on Crazy Money. That's in detail. I talk about our crypto holdings, which my crypto also, horrible. My crypto also was 12K of crypto. And you can see now, it's, oh no, it's down to $5,000. You can see this? All right, 7. Wee, 10. Woohoo. Uh-oh, 9. 7, 6. Now it's 5. But I will never sell. Not till 2051. I will never sell. But yeah, am I bullish on crypto? I have crypto. And that's not my whole stock. That's not all my stocks. I've got money in Robinhood, and I got money in Ally Invest, and probably TD as well, and T. Rowe Price, and everywhere. Because I also believe in hiding money from yourself. Like right now, if I wanted to find all my money, I don't even think I could. I'll still be finding money 20 years from now. And if you can't find your money, nobody else can. I learned that from one of my greatest mentors, my mother. Okay. K2TJH says, what up, Alex? What up, dude? CH, favorite podcast. JRE is one of my favorites for wasting time. If I want to be fully inspired, I'm watching Logan Paul, dude. I'm watching The Impulsive. Because him and Mike Malik are devastatingly smart with the way that they brand and with the way that they go. And then YouTube's been recommending like right wing shit to me too. Like I don't even know if I can say this without getting demonetized, but like I've been watching Candace, I've been watching Milo, I've been watching Steven Crowder, but I can't deal with it. Like I can't like I don't like it, but it's on. So I'll watch those sometimes. Um, I I don't know anyone good on the left either. I watch Cody Johnson on the left sometimes and The Daily Show. Um, but yeah, mostly I'm listening to Impulsive. That's my number one favorite podcast. Anthony, what e-commerce niches would you start working with when selling Facebook ads? It 100% depends on what case studies you're able to get. So join Email 10K and get some case studies. How are we doing on sales? Are we doing good? Who bought? Let me know if you bought in the chat. Let me know if you bought Email 10K. Email10k.com/now. Let's do it. Matt Miller, most frivolous expenditures. I would say the 12,000 I spent on the indie movie 2 years ago that never got made was bad. The 4 to 8,000 I spent on short film scripts last year in 2020, like literally recently, was not the best use of funds. I took a $15,000 3 month road trip with a girl at the end of 2019, including living on a cruise for 2 months, for 1 month. Um, but honestly, like, I don't. That's all frivolous, but it's not regretful. I don't regret a single thing that I've done. Most frivolous. Okay, frivolous actually. I would say that one time when I thought I was worth $10 million and I lived in the world's fanciest hotels and went 40K into debt was probably pretty frivolous, honestly. That was probably the one thing I might regret. But if I was in that exact same situation before, I would do the same thing over and over again. So how can you really regret thinking you're worth a lot and then spending a lot? Can't really regret that. Um, Hey Alex, do you consume any Dan Kennedy or Jay Abraham? If so, any personal favorite courses? Okay, I see him around on YouTube sometimes. The only courses, so when I was starting out, the course space was very different. I was lucky enough to bump into Ramit Sethi, and I joined his Find Your Dream Job course. I was a member of Mixergy with Andrew Warner. Like all these, you're not even going to know who these guys are. Mixergy with Andrew Warner had a bunch of free classes, or maybe they were like $100 a month, and he would have these people like product managers at major Silicon Valley companies talking. I think that was actually the first place I learned about cold email was in a Mixergy course talking about lean startups. So I like that. And then Noah Kagan, who is one of my biggest inspirations, one of the people I still think about a lot, even though we've only talked a couple times, is he's actually the reason me and my co-founder know each other. So Noah Kagan, the guy who founded AppSumo, now he runs Sumo. The reason me and my co-founder met was in the private community of his $1,000 course, of his Start a Business course. And so almost everything I do is really trying to recreate that for everyone else. I want people to be able to meet their co-founders in our community. I want people to like look back on our YouTube content and grow from that. I actually think peak that feeling was when I was at dinner with Shaq, who was our fan that emailed us, and he brought his friend out, and we were just randomly talking, and he was just like telling his friend about who I was, who didn't even know who I was, and then he just was like randomly like, yeah, his videos made you like $4,000. And then Shaq said that I made him also probably his whole career like 10,000 so far, and I think that's the impact I'm going for, and I model everything off of the old Noah Kagan, like the 2013 Noah Kagan. New Noah Kagan's not good because I think too many gurus and too many consultants get in the way of doing what comes natural. Like even our YouTube channels. Most of our live streams aren't like this one where I'm just talking to you. Most of our live streams are Div rerunning a webinar that was written by a guy that was in the 2 Comma Club, that like crafted our offer perfectly. That's most of what we're putting out into the world. Very rarely do people just get to chill. Do they just get to hang out? So I really wanted to I want to capture more of that for sure. CH, what other streams of income do you have? I mean, I got stocks and bonds. I got a lot outside of what I just showed you in an index fund. I'm basically retired off that. I got a software project called Simple Apps that we're trying to flip right now. Got the seven-figure agency. I've got me and Robert have all this stuff. We're 50-50 on everything. I think, but the building, agency, email 10K. Um, Probably those are our two main things. And then we've got like bot fuse and some other software stuff that we're working on. Um, and then the building provides me like I make like $1,000 a month just off this building. uh, any other questions? Let's do it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Oh, I got to ask you guys. Please like the video. There's only 10 likes and 17 people on, so if you guys go ahead and like the video, it'll help promote it out to some more people, and maybe we can get some more questions in here, which I know is going to be valuable for everyone. So just if you haven't liked yet, go down and like the video. I don't know if you're subbed to this channel either. Go ahead and sub to the channel as well. Matt Miller, favorite painting. What is your favorite painting, sir? I actually really like The Two Heads by George Condell. I'll show you this one. This is probably my favorite painting of all time. Is this double Heads on Red by George Condo. It is at the Broad in Los Angeles, except it's in storage at the Broad. A session date. The Broad got this in 2015 and has been hiding it from us ever since. George Condo, if you don't know, has done a lot of work for Kanye, and I hope nothing pornographic comes up. My safe searches hide explicit results. Okay. I hope no porn comes up. So, George Condo, if you don't know, has done a lot of work with Kanye West, and I found him through my friend Dylan, and I actually really like George Condo's work. You can see, like, here's a picture of Kanye here, and he actually did this art here, and he's done a lot. This is him. He's my favorite artist, favorite living artist. I also like Damien Hirst, who does like these little dots. Damien Hirst basically designed the entire Palms Hotel here. He does like these little dots here, like this. He's known for making the most money of any living artist. So I like him kind of as a businessman. All my ideas are stolen anyway. That's classic Damien Hirst. Nick, are you familiar with the NFT space? I have some NFTs. I'm not as familiar as I should be. I know some NFT artists. I know multiple NFT artists actually. Ever thought of getting more into real estate, especially if you got some money laying around? Okay, yes, but here's where we were. We had 70, maybe close to 140K, actually double 70K, 140K. Me and Robert did recently, and we were like, do we get some real estate? You want to go half and half on some real estate? Maybe do a down payment. We can probably get, a $700,000 property. And I said, no, because, and here I'll tell you what we spent it on instead. In February, the world was going crazy. I still think there might be a world war. So I don't know. I think America might collapse, it might not. So we ended up spending the 70K, and we're reserving the other 70K for the marketing of this. But we ended up spending the 70K on this software, lead generation software that we have not announced yet, and that we're still in the process of designing. So that's what I spent the last chunk I got on. The next like $100,000 check I get is going into real estate though. I'm back in the game, guys. I'm back in the real estate game because nothing's been more consistent in terms of like the money it's made than real estate has been just printing money, $1,000 a month, including during this whole world issue that just happened that I can't say otherwise we get demonetized. It's been cranking the whole time, all right? It's been cranking the whole time. I like real estate a lot. The other thing that's been working really well, though, is online courses. So what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, bringing it back to this offer today, online courses print money like crazy. And actually, Twitter 10K is going to show you how to make an online course and sell it on Twitter. So that's a little teaser. Jump in email 10K. I like that we got a couple sales. I would prefer if you guys bought. Let me know in the chat. Is there any reason you're not buying right this second? Is this not a great deal? Is this not an amazing deal? DDRJ likes the video. Thank you for liking the video. Other streams of income. Plus, the business itself is a lot of streams of income. Meaning, We get thousands of dollars just in AdWords from the YouTube channel. We get tens of thousands of dollars a month from YouTube sponsorships, soon to be $100,000 a month from YouTube sponsorships. We get, affiliate money, not a lot, but we get affiliate money from companies like Uplead and Mailshake who pay us when we, the warm-up tools who pay us when people sign up. We're going to get some more money from books. I had a book up on Amazon for a long time that I was making money from, but I pulled it down because I wrote it in college and the quality of it was terrible. There's a lot of stuff we're doing. A lot of stuff we're doing. Even like DoorDash was making me a couple $100 a week because I was just that addicted to it. All right. Where are you going if USA collapses? Also, what do you think of US-China relations? I don't know where I'm going if US collapses. I don't think the US is going to collapse. I think it's going to go into like a Handmaid's Tale sort of situation where like it still looks like the US, but it's not the US anymore. Like the government's different or something. I don't think it's going to be like a total collapse. I think we're on the verge of war with China. I think we really gotta be careful. I hope we don't go to war. But you can even see like Disney has stopped kowtowing so much to the Chinese. They're basically ready to give up their amusement parks out there, which is insane. We've seen basically the world is starting to get shaken up. Nigeria just banned Twitter. Nigeria is basically a Chinese colony. China has colonized almost the entire continent of Africa. China's moving into India. Like, there's a lot happening. There's a lot of bad stuff happening, which doesn't bode well. Doesn't bode well for China, and really doesn't bode well for the future of the U.S. The thing that really gets me, which nobody's freaking out about, is the fact that almost all of South America now is on the Bitcoin standard. That's not getting any news. Like, why is no one talking about that? They've moved away now from using the U.S. dollar, and they're starting to adopt Bitcoin, like El Salvador, Mexico, like these countries that really just used to use the U.S. dollar are switching not to gold, but to Bitcoin. Very, very strange. It's very strange. So that's what I think. Let's keep going. Let's take a couple more questions. I can feel this. Okay, here we go. CH says, it's a great deal, but I bought a similar course recently. I was actually debating between yours and someone else's. This is before you had this crazy package deals. Otherwise, I would have went with yours. I highly recommend you join both courses. What course was it? If you wouldn't mind us knowing. I don't believe in competition, so always down. And also, are you making money with that course? Because if you're making money with that course, you should reinvest in this course. And if you're not making money with that course, you should buy this course, because obviously that course didn't work. DDJ USA said residential or commercial. Our spot is a fourplex. Actually, I bought it in Granite City. $79,000 fourplex, which has doubled in value to be about $140 and still prints money every month. Okay. CH said he just started that other course. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll be around, dude. Just be willing to pay a lot more in a couple weeks, the way our pricing's going. All right, guys. Any other questions you got? Let's wrap this up. Subscribe to this channel if you're not subscribed yet. Like this video and check out this deal. We're going. How much longer are we going on this deal? We got this deal till midnight. So we got this deal going for another 4.5 hours. You can go over to email10k.com/now. Now's the time. You're never gonna get a better deal like this from me. The price is only going to increase. Cold Email University itself is going to be worth $1,000 after all the price increases. Twitter 10K is going to be worth $1,000. And Email 10K, soon to be called the Agency Growth Masterclass, will probably hover around $2,500. So, if you want to get all of that right now for $1,000 and you don't want to deal with paying $5,000 for an event that we might do with Grant Cardone, or spending $10,000 for a Hawaiian retreat, like if you don't want to do all that stuff, then I would hop in right now, go over to email10k.com and join our courses. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Alex Berman. I'll talk to you later.